Hello Chronoholics, I am Dr. Karan Madan. Welcome to another episode of Dive Into the Industry, where we talk to eminent personalities from within the industry to get a glimpse behind the curtain. Today our guest is the Managing Director of Breitling India, Mr. Pradeep Bhanot. How are you, sir?
Hi Karan, thank you so much. I'm very good. It's a nice afternoon and I'm very happy because we are sitting at a City of Time boutique.
That's right.
This is our first boutique in the Delhi NCR region.
Right.
So I'm very happy that we bought the brand closer to the Delhi consumers. We were already present there in multi-brand point of sales,
That's right.
but this is our first boutique, so I think we're very excited about it. This is, if you look at the distribution and how we are present, we have been present in India for more than 10 years.
That's right.
Breitling India signed up and had a subsidiary operational since 2014. So that we completed 10 years plus.
Okay.
I've also completed 10 years plus with
As the
Breitling.
Managing Director of
As the
Breitling,
Managing Director of Breitling. And you can see the brand had the enthusiasm and the confidence that it met a lot of Indian consumers globally and could understand and said that we must have a subsidiary which is functional in India. Of course, we have more than now 20 plus subsidiaries across the world.
Sure.
But when we started, I think India, we were 7th or 8th subsidiary at that point of time. So I'm very happy to be here.
That's wonderful to know. I mean, in fact, before we go to how the brand is operating in India, and let's talk about what's brought us here together today. And it's the new SuperOcean Heritage revamped collection, and what fantastic changes to the collection, not just in terms of sizes, but also in terms of the new movement. Right. So let's kind of break it down, right? What is the reasoning behind the revamped smaller cases, and the maximum size that you have in the new collection is 44 millimeters as compared to the 46 in the past. So 40 millimeters, there's a 42 as well, and of course we have a 36 millimeters. So what prompted the changes? What prompted the demand, or rather, what was the reason, let's say, to bring these new sizes?
So first, let me answer the first part of the question. 2024, Breitling completed 140 years.
That's right, yeah.
And what were we celebrating? We were celebrating 140 years of first. And you can ask me a question, what is the meaning of this word first?
Sure.
Breitling was started Navy timer in 1952. Okay. In 2022, we completed 70 years of a watch which was still under production.
That's right.
So, and it had an APA logo which they asked us to use again, and we did that successfully in 2022, and it's one of the strongest family and the number one family for Breitling globally. Now 1957, Breitling, when looking at the diving and the beach environment, people wanting to get into aquatic sport, etc., etc., Breitling started with the first diving watch with a 39 mm, a chronograph and an automatic.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. And to make readability, they had this sphere-headed hands. Yeah. They had a concave and
kind of markers
and the markers as well. Yeah. And they had a concave dial which could make readability and the design very, very prominent. Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that was the functional aspect of it. There was always a aspect of design into it. And what we did now is we brought all the elements back into the watch with a ceramic rotating bezel.
That's right. Yeah.
Which makes it everlasting. Scam is scratch proof, so it makes it everlasting beautiful. Sure. And then we have the elements which I already mentioned to you. Then there are market changes, taste, consumer behaviors changes, and any brand which wants to be successful should understand that and have that reading the consumer's mind through the research, through the point of sale, through the communication that is coming to it. And we were realizing that the size is becoming a very important element. So what did we do this year, beginning? We had a 38 mm of a top time.
That's right.
Okay. Then this year we came out with the 40 mm in SuperOcean Heritage.
Sure.
And we discontinued the 46 mm because we realized that was not selling so well. People didn't want that kind of sizes anymore.
Right.
So the watch is now adapted to a 42 mm, a 44 mm, and a 40 mm, and of course a ladies collection of 36 mm. So it's a complete collection in its own being, with 30 references, both with metal and rubber bracelet. And to be honest with you, it's a number one selling family for Breitling India among the top 3 families. So with SuperOcean Heritage, followed by Navitimer and Chronomat, which are close to each other.
Look at that.
So you can see that the collection is very important, and with a robust SKU assortment, I'm sure we'll do very, very well in the times to come. We are quite confident because India is among the growth trajectories for us. We've been growing at a very good pace, and we are continuing to do that in spite of the fact that this year is a lot of geopolitical reasons, the high inflation rates, forex going up and down, but I think we're quite confident that India will continue to be a growth market. And that's why we are here today celebrating the launch of SuperOcean Heritage. But consumers will always tell you what you should do.
Absolutely.
And we all read that in Philip Kotler, that you should go to a consumer, understand, and then derive the need and make a product. I mean, we've read that in so many years, but when you do that, you realize, yes, that is the way it should be.
Right. Right. I think for Breitling, it has, as a brand, as a watch manufacturer, watchmaker, they've always had one ear to the ground to kind of know what's going on, and they have been working accordingly. Sure, the larger sizes were the in thing about a decade back, but now it's the demand as per need. You've shrunk down the sizes, you've catered to a different market, and you're trying to pull in more buyers and more, watch aficionados too, because I know for a fact that a lot of people bought the 46mm SuperOcean Heritage, and they always said to me, I wish this was smaller, and now you're catering to that demand as well. On that note, is it also a conscious decision from the brand to cater to the women collectors crowd?
Absolutely.
Right, because that's look, I would not say 36mm is a lady size, I would rather call it a unisex size. But I see what you're trying to do, and I think that's a conscious decision from the brand.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Are there more colors slated for the 36mm soon?
We will definitely add more to it. I must also add here, in 2017, we introduced the 42mm size.
That's right.
Okay, we used to have a 46 and a 44, and we introduced the 42mm. Right. And I still remember a conversation, I'm not going to name the person, at a point of sale when we were looking at the watch. He said, will this work, or will this not work? I said, okay, go, just put two watches and let's see. Over a period of time, we realized 42mm and 44mm were selling at the same level, and the 46 was slowly going out. So you see things which had happened in 2017 have been readapted, and you have a size 40mm.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is also the kind of trend in the global market right now.
Absolutely.
On that note, because we're talking about reacting to the market, Breitling is a brand that reacts to the market, or do they kind of do their own thing and wait for the market to adapt to what the brand is doing?
A Swiss watchmaker is always having a plan of what they want to do in the next 2-3 years, and that is always the work in progress. For example, the B31 movement, a movement which is automatic movement for Breitling, the first one in-house movement. This was not done yesterday. It took some time before they actually, but it was a conscious decision to invest and ensure that we have our own automatic movement.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we have that in top time today, and we will have that in SuperOcean Heritage, and I'm sure we'll see it over a period of time. So the collections, and the interesting part, and what George says is, we are not for the trade fairs or things of past. I'm not saying that the brands who participate are making a mistake, but yes, his point of view was, you launch something in end of March, early April, and then you wait, and the consumer waits till July.
That's right.
August, September for things to come to the market. We launch something, and the next day they are there at the point of sales.
This was launched end of the collection. SuperOcean Heritage Collection was announced end of June, and in the middle of July we have it.
No, it was already there end of June in the point of sales.
Oh, look at that! I'm sorry, I was not aware of that. Well,
the Erling Haaland collection we just got introduced. I'm sure we have the piece. It's already there in India. The point is that in today's world, consumers are addicted, I must say that, to the social media, and channels like you, who promote and get information closer to the consumer. And what do the consumers do? What they see, they want to see it immediately.
Absolutely.
Okay. They probably don't have the time, they don't have the patience. Also, they are in the eagerness and enthusiasm to be among the first movers. And that is something Breitling is addressing quite well. So you will see any collection that got launched, there will be soon a collection which will also get reintroduced in the coming months. You will see the products at the point of sales immediately. Wonderful. I think that's our strategy. We win the consumers by not making them wait forever. We make sure that we launch and the product is there.
That's actually very heartening, because like you said, classically we've had to wait 4 or 5 months for the product to finally arrive in India and then get our hands on it. But this is absolutely fantastic. More points for Breitling in the community here. Also, would you see, in the spirit of collaboration, you've done for this collection, you've done a special edition, limited edition with Kelly Slater.
Kelly Slater.
And the Erlen Harlan collection that's coming with the Chronoholic.
Absolutely.
What prompts the collaborative process? And do you think that the collaborative process and these collaborations are the way forward for, not just for Breitling, but for the industry as well?
I think we've been doing that for many years.
Sure.
And also very important is that when you have boutiques, you need to create certain amount of differentiation for the boutique.
Sure.
I mean, a consumer will first like to go to probably a boutique to see the entire collection because you have the space and the width of the collection which is going to be there. Okay, so you launch a Erlen Harlan collection and it has to be there at your boutique for people to come and see it. And why do you do that? Because you want to make sure that the consumer, you drive your consumers to your destinations.
Sure,
okay, so you connect between the two. Yeah. So we're connecting the dots, and by doing so, the collections becomes very, very important, you know. Yeah. And then there is always, I mean, we had this collection which was there, the Martini Top Time collection with 750 pieces, which was there in March. Then we have the Erlen Harlan collection. Then we now have the Kelly Slater collection, which is limited to 500 watches. We'll see more of that happening. And we're also looking at some India-specific, retailer-specific collections, which will also continue to be there. We had 2 in the past, and we are planning a few more in the coming days.
That's actually music to our ears, because that was going to be my next question to you. Would you be open to doing a special edition for a collectors community?
Absolutely,
or for the Indian
absolutely, retailer? Absolutely. In fact, we're looking to collaborate, and I think that is a very important aspect, because at some point in time, you have to give them things which not everybody has there on the wrist, you know. Sure. The uniqueness and tastefulness is something that they want to do. But yes, we'll be very happy if we can work and collaborate together.
That's wonderful to know. And you know, in an oversaturated industry, uniqueness and exclusivity is kind of the flavor these days. Now with the advent of B31, that's Breitling's in-house chronometer grade movement that has rigorous testing behind it. There's multiple position testing that's done on the movement before these movements are put into the watches.
Commercial use, yes. Currently we have the B31 in Top Time. We will have the B31 definitely in the SuperOcean Heritage, and you will see more of B31 happening. If you look at our entire collection, we have B01, which is our chronograph. Absolutely, so all our watches in chronograph have a B01 in it. Very importantly, the larger part of the collection is automatic collection. So definitely you will see more of B31 stepping in.
Let's quickly touch upon the broader horizon, so to speak. How's Breitling faring as a brand on the global market? Because we've been following it, we love the brand. We know that with how the brand is expanding and under the able leadership of George Kern, I mean, one hit after another, one collection revamped after another. I think these things point to an upward trajectory for the brand. Would you care to comment on that?
See, we were always known as a brand which is strongly associated with the aviation industry.
Sure.
But when we looked at our archives, we were strong in land, we were strong in sea. The 57 collection is a sea collection.
Absolutely.
What George did is he went into the archives, brought them all out. Today we have a wide width of collection which is catering to a tasteful consumer. Okay. Different price points, different sizes. Okay. What does it mean? It means there's a one watch for everyone that is one is looking at. So everybody can come to a Breitling store and there is a watch for him or her, right? You want to wear an Avenger, you have an Avenger which is long and sturdy. You want a Premier which is more classy, you take a Premier. You want a Top Time which is an automotive watch which has some history. You want to buy a Top Time. Then you have a SuperOcean Heritage which is a diverse watch, etc., etc. So we have a watch for every consumer. And I think that is very important for us to grow as a brand. Breitling is very strong and definitely among the top 10 brands globally. And you can see the growth trajectory from the Morgan Stanley reports, which keeps publishing year on year. So back home, I can say that product-wise, there is definitely a newness which is there. In terms of the design of the boutique, we really stand out in terms of the other watch brands one looks at it. So as George says, we are a good alternate to our conservative competitors. And I think that is a defining moment. where you have a width which is available to a larger audience.
That's right.
We are reinforcing and getting into the women's category, which is very, very important
Very
for us.
important, sir.
We're looking at sizes of the watch which the consumer is wanting.
That's right.
And then you have a boutique which is industrial design. You don't find many watch brands having this kind of a look
having that kind of a raw appeal onto their design aesthetic as well. And that brings me to the next question, which is India. I mean, the Indian market is booming as per most reports. And for Breitling, this is the 5th boutique in the country that's been opened up. This is a standalone flagship experience zone for Breitling. 5 boutiques in the country. That must, signal a lot of faith in the Indian market for the brand, for Breitling.
We are thankful to our partners who've been with us for so many years. And it is their and our combined initiative that we've been able to put this 5 boutiques. We will see more boutiques opening in the course of time.
Fantastic.
We have all our point of sales have corners, meaning that we are not present in a generic furniture. We have a Breitling Gen furniture which is there at a point of sales with the merchandising element, etc. So when you're shopping at a Dubai or a New York and you're going to a multi-brand point of sales, and when you come back to a Surat or a Cochin, or a Indore or a Delhi or a Bombay, you find the same semblance. Then we have training, which is a very important element for developing the people behind the brand. I think we continuously invest in that, and that's how I think we are today. I could say that we are on the road to success.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Breitling has been a fan favorite in India for decades now, and this move, these incremental updates kind of signal a lot of faith in the Indian market. We're very happy to know that, because that means better products, better availability, and of course better experiences. Because we're talking about the Indian market, what would you say is the biggest or the best-selling collection for Breitling in India?
See, SuperOcean Heritage, Navitimer, Chronomat are the top 3 collection.
Top 3.
SuperOcean has a small edge over Navitimer and Chronomat. So these are top 3 families that sell. And that is also one reason we are very excited about the new SuperOcean Heritage, or the revamped SuperOcean Heritage is what I should call it. And with the new sizes, we think we'll be able to better what we were doing with the earlier collection.
Wonderful. The SuperOcean, like we just said, has had a long history with India as well. And I think this collection with the revamped sizes, especially the integrated bracelets and rubber straps, it just comes together in a way where collectors, I'm going to speak about collectors, of course, not about the wider watch buying audience, but collectors truly appreciate. And when we published the news about this collection, we got a lot of feedback. We keep a track on what people are saying about what release, what brand, and this collection actually generated a lot of feedback and talk amongst the community. And they all said, I think this is the way. This is what Breitling should have done like 5 years back. But hey, never say never, because it's good that you're doing it now. How has your experience been in the company, in the brand for the past 10 years?
Well, if you ask any individual, if you look at him as a professional, he or she will say, I'm very happy with what I'm doing. But trust me, I have been in retail since 1996. I've seen the evolution also of the Swiss watch industry. When I came back to Breitling, it was with 2 objectives. One, that you're working with a team which is totally focused on a brand, and then you're leading an organization and a brand which has huge potential. The first steps that we did is we went to the distribution, re-looked at point of sales, corrected our distribution, had the corners in place, were doing regular trainings. The visual merchandising was the best. And then we took this leap when globally boutiques are opening. We said, okay, we have to look at the distribution as distribution is evolving.
Absolutely.
And when we went back to our trusted partners and we said, we have to look at this opportunity. And thankfully, many of them agreed and wanted to do that. And that's the reason why we see the growth happening.
Absolutely.
So personally, if you ask me, it's been a very satisfying experience, both professionally and personally. And I think the year to come is going to be more excitement because if you know, we also have 2 other brands which will be launched in FY27. I think that will also be a lot of things to look forward.
So 2027 is the launch for those brands. We are very excited. Trust me, the community is following your words very closely right now. On that note, 2027 would be the 50th anniversary of the SuperOcean. Do you think there'll be a revamp or a slew of special editions coming out for the...
I will keep that comment reserved at this point of time.
And 2025 is a big year as well. For the brand, what have been your key takeaways so far? And there's a lot of time still to go for this year.
See, this year has been a year with geopolitical situations all over, the forex rate, the inflation, etc. It's been a difficult year for many watch brands. But good part for us was, I think Indians are very resilient. And that is one good take, I must say that. So it's a consuming population. The younger generation, there are a lot of first-time buyers of these brands. They don't wait to graduate up. They still come up and they want to buy a 4 lakh, 5 lakh rupee watch. They haven't had a 50,000 watch also on their hand.
Yeah.
So that is what we are seeing. Two, we're seeing a lot of traction from the tier 2 cities. That will definitely help the brand, because that means that there is a ripple effect which is happening.
Absolutely.
It's no more limited to the top 8 or 10 cities. There are people beyond those cities who are now, and what we are doing is we're working with the partners to see how we can be more and more closer to them. So if they're opening a point of sale, we are very happy to collaborate with them and be there. And then of course we are there with our corners and our fixtures, etc. So I think 2025, we have a 5th boutique. We have more which are coming in terms of boutique openings. So I think while it's a challenging year, but I think at Indian context, we are very, very happy. We are at a double-digit growth over last year. But yes, no complaints and good products lined up. You will see more happening.
So look at that. That has been an amazing discussion with the Managing Director of Breitling India. We can safely say that Breitling is in safe hands, and it has so many good things going for it. I think we should stay tuned for many releases coming up this year and the next and the next. So great times ahead for us and Breitling. And thank you very much for your time, sir, today. It's been enlightening, and it's always great to kind of get to know about the brands from behind the curtain, like I said. Thank you very much for your time today. It has been wonderful.
We have a very visionary CEO, Mr. George Kern, and I can tell you, since the time he stepped in, he said, no watch will go to a floor if it's not looking nice on my wrist. So there's a person behind the brand.
That's right.
I think he's doing a fantastic job, and the industry is definitely noticing that. As far as India is concerned, we have a very vibrant team which is tuned to what is happening in and around the brand, and we have a ears and eyes open, and we collect all the information that we need to do. And I'm happy that we can collaborate together sometime later during the course of time, and if you can do a limited edition for your set of buyers. I'm very thankful to you, and thanks for taking time to speak to me.
My pleasure, sir. It has been wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back with another episode of Dive Into the Industry very soon. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.